made it. Part 5. Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025. When I tell you, today has been a major day of release for me, I mean it. So, it was so electric that I didn't even get to finish getting through everything I wanted to get through. And I'm glad that today happened the way that it did, because it gave me a reference point. Make sure that you plan around these particular days, because you don't know intuitively where it's going to take you, right? And so, got up, played a little bit, and told me when to get off, playing the game. So I got off and I did meditation and yoga. And in the midst of doing that, excuse me, I started having visions. And one of them that I experienced started off with me. First off, I noticed that my sacral was activating. And so I went with the flow of that. And I started seeing past connections. And instead of running from them, I sat with them. And it progressed into something else. And they were giving to me that throughout the process that I'm describing, that I was releasing past life egregores, present life egregores, and I received my vision back because they were protecting the excommunication of the terror that I experienced at various times in my past lives, and probably even in this one. When trauma happens, your thought process or your inner world literally is experiencing torture and torment, because it's impacted so much that it's impacted away from connection with your mind, or vice versa. And so depending on what's going on, you can become scattered. Your energy can become all over the place. So it progressed into so much. I want to say it was clutter and debris, because it was so many different things that was coming out of my sacral. And I believe I've experienced this before. It was to the point where I was like, oh no, I have to go outside. Because I felt so, I didn't feel floaty. I felt light, free. Afterward, I remember seeing several things that was leaving my body. They were exiting, going to the ground. The major one that was really significant, I saw this big ball of light, and it looked like it was just scramble. I don't even know how else to describe it. It just looked like scramble. Like it was scramble personified. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it came out as white light and this big old cloud. I'm gonna tell you what it looked like. It looked like fog or haze manufactured, and it came out of my body and it went to the ground too. And I knew that that was the egregore. And I felt it, like I literally felt it. There was a point where I had to get up and like walk around because I felt it. I felt it pull up out of my sacral, and then it like my crown became open, and I felt like I started receiving light because I was getting chills and stuff. After that happened, I went back in, and I was determined to get through my session, and I did too. And I did some extra stuff. And yesterday, I gave my body permission to grieve. And so, that's exactly what my body did next. If not next, at some point. And it literally sounded like, you know, the person that like cries and they wail and they travail by themselves, but they would never show that in person. It sounded like I was crying tears of my ancestors that were doing that, but it really felt like it was me. That wailing, it sounded like straight torture and torment. And I got through that. And I got through the rest of the session. I think I'm going to start, maybe not today, but I don't know how I'm going to start doing that. I don't know if I'm going to I have to do it immediately. Gotta get it when it comes. I don't have to interpret it when it comes, but I have to get it, jot it down when it comes. Today was powerful. I was even speaking to my body and speaking to myself like, you're okay to be safe. It's okay for you to be present. And like all the unconscious contracts and stuff, whatever that was, they really gave me my like access to my own attention to be put on me. Just think. I don't know. The only thing I can do right now only thing I can do right now is be. Because I really don't know what else to do. Like, I mean, I could ask questions because I did have visions earlier too. But that vision today, that's the one that started everything else. Because I'm telling you, I released so much. The only thing I can say is clutter. I gotta ask the question. But I don't even feel like I want to do that right now. All that releasing, I'm tired. I might ask just because I get the energy out of my body. I'm still learning consciously how to like work with Uranus. I'll pull some cards. I won't pull a lot, but whoa. I felt that thing come up out my sacral. I felt it come out my belly. And how I know that each release was like real, because I felt every single one of them. I felt it. I thought maybe, like I was thinking to this earlier, like, well, maybe I'm upset because, my current situation. And they brought my mind back to, it's the full moon and your body got shocked like that, or shocked into the space that it was in, so that I would go and do the self-care 11:11 on the clock. And my body would be electrified to release. This is why when I do go into modes of releasing, if I'm in that type of energy, that's why the releases happen like that. I was like, oh, so not that. Okay, cool. But yeah, my body went through a lot. Not bad stuff. I mean, I just came outside from grounding too, so. Awesome. That's all I can say. Thank you. Resonance, peace.